Hello guys, welcome back to the channel today for our latest episode of the Ros-Albastrii. It is Sunday morning and today we're going to be playing the Champions League quarter-finals against Tottenham. It's going to be the first leg today. We're at home here at the National Arena. Hope you enjoyed yesterday's episode where we managed to hold off Real Madrid. We beat them 2-0 at home. So we ended up winning 5-1 on aggregate, which I can all agree was just a fantastic result all round for Steaua Bucuresti. But let's run today's intro. We've got a few results to bring you first of all before we get into the big game today. And we're going to do that as quick as we can. So let's roll the intro and waste no more time. Okay, well, the first result we had after beating Real Madrid was a league fixture against Vital Constanta. It was in one of the Liga 1 Championship playoff games, and it was a 2-0 victory to us, courtesy of goals from Cristian Lacucha and Alexandru Ionita in the 93rd minute. Cristian Lacucha was sent off in the 65th minute, however, which wasn't great for us, but we managed to get a result anyway, and it was a good performance really all round. Next up was a 0-0 draw against Panduri Targu Jui, and to be honest, the less said about this one, the better, really. Their player got sent off in the 44th minute, Ionit Serban, and we just didn't perform. Stevens man of the match, just a write-off, really, this one. We did, however, bounce back in the Coppa Romane quarter-finals with a 4-2 victory over Olimpiu Satu and it was a hat-trick from Alex Juricevic that fired us into the semi-finals of the Coppa Romane. He opened the scoring in the first minute. He added his second in the 23rd minute to make it 3-0 after Robert Vilcanu bagged the second and then completed his hat-trick with a penalty in the 50th minute. They managed to pull back a couple of late goals thanks to Adrian Stair in the latter stages of that second half, but they weren't good enough for us and we toyed with them. Alex Juricevic, man of the match with that hat-trick, was a really good performance all round really from the team. Now obviously you'll remember on Friday we had a game against Dinamo Bucharest where we just couldn't break them down, but this was a completely different story all round, and this time round we absolutely thrashed them 5-0 at home at the National Arena. Callum Griffin opened up the scoring but was then increased via Will Keane from the penalty spot in the 12th minute. Alex Juricevic added a brace either half, 45 minutes and in the 71st minute, and Alexandru Ionita added a goal in the 89th minute after coming on as a late substitute around the 72nd minute for Callum Griffin. We brought him on, and it was just a dominant performance really throughout. We absolutely commanded this game. We dominated the possession, and it was really good to get a good solid win over these guys. I mean, we didn't perform in our live com against them on Friday, but boy did we turn up for this one, and it was really promising and comfortable. Next up, we were back on league duty, and it was CS Craiova who were the victims this time. Now these guys have been the closest to us in the league this season. They've done a pretty well against us. They've got a result against us. They handed us our only league loss so far this campaign, and they managed to fight well enough. I mean, we did open the scoring in the 13th minute and we were hampered by the loss of Lucas Bilia, who got a straight red card in the 34th minute. However, that said, we were better than them throughout in every department, and although it was a bit of a cling-on late in the day, they did try and come at us in the latter stages of the game. We were just too good for them on the day. And finally, another 3 points were added to our league campaign, courtesy of a 3-1 victory over Concordia Shajna. Razvan Marin was on the score sheet, opening the scoring before a brace from Cristian Lacucha cancelled out the Adrian Odubianu equaliser in the 25th minute. And yeah, we deserved this. We played really well. We dominated possession, as is the case in this league, and we got the result as we expected. Now today we are now up against Tottenham, but have a look at this quick schedule here and you can see that things are going quite well for us. We haven't lost a game since that loss to CS Craiova, and we've been pretty solid right the way through the season now, which is really good to see. Those 2 wins over Real Madrid, absolutely the clear highlight moving forward. We've got Tottenham in the quarter-finals. Now, we brought that draw to you in the last episode, and today we're going to get in there and we're going to get amongst the pigeons and we're going to give them a game. So this Sunday morning / afternoon, I'm not too sure what time this is going to be uploaded. It might be 11, it might be 12. I'll have to have a look at the actual football tomorrow. But now we're going to get into this game against Tottenham today. So let's go and have a look at the teams. We're going to go a different setup this time around in regards to the lineup. We're going to give you a little bit of extra graphics. So let's go and have a look through the lineup and then come back with today. So then for this game today against Tottenham, we've got Valentin Kojakaru in goal. We've got Tosca, Stevens and Omaruo at the back, with Novacek and Alkowski in the wing-back positions. In the centre of the park, we've got Vlad Archim and Lukas Bilia, with Christian Lakucha, Will Keane and Callum Gribbin leading the line for us. So then we are back here then, and it is the Romanian Football Informer that think it will be a tight game, but they do fancy the chances of Steaua Bucuresti of getting the result here. They think Tottenham will lose this one. We've got the home advantage, and we're obviously on a high after that victory over Real Madrid, which was probably arguably the result of the whole save so far, I think, as far as the quality of teams that we've beaten. Obviously, we did beat Bayern Munich a couple of seasons ago. 6-4 favourites we are with Bet190, 13-8 Tottenham. They don't think there is much between the two sides. The draw penciled in at 2-1. So we're going to have a look at the two teams then and how they've set up. We've already looked at our team, don't forget. So here is the Tottenham team. They're going with a 4-2-3-1 wide formation. They've got Hugo Lloris in goal, Bruno Cesar left back, Victor Lindelof right back, Alderweireld and Dyer in the centre with Carvalho and Dele Alli. They've got Bernard, Eriksson and Edwards with Harry Kane leading the solo line. We've already looked at ours, so I'm not going to go through that again. Now, I'm just going to have a quick look into the weak points within this Tottenham team, and I'm going to assume that there isn't any, because they are a really good side, and they did win the Premier League last season, I believe, I think it was, or they finished third. They definitely won it recently. And Marcus Edwards is a weak point. We're going to put him on hard tackling, and we're also going to put him into his weaker foot, try and pressure him into a mistake that we can capitalise on. And we've also got Eriksson, who can be pinpointed for a bit of hard tackling, and Bernard also isn't the best. And we've got Harry Kane. I'm pretty sure he's going to be fairly solid, as expected he is. So that is the advice we're going to give them. We're also going to make sure that Lindelof comes inside, as well as Bruno Cesar. Now, we are going to go in and we're going to passionately tell them we want a good result from this first leg. So go out and get a result. Didn't quite have the desired effect I was looking for, but we've managed to get it back. We've got a good amount of green in there today. We are hopefully one step away from putting in a good result here, and the semi-finals could well be a possibility, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's get into today's game then, here at the National Arena. It's the Champions League quarter-finals. The teams are lining up. The referee is about to put the ball on the spot. Now, who is going to win the coin toss to decide who kicks off first? And it is Steaua Bucuresti who are kicking from left to right, and it's Stevens out wide to Alin Tosca, who plays the ball to Archim. And that is the end of the opening highlight of this Champions League game. But we've got a highlight, and it's Eriksson with the free kick for Spurs in towards Kane. Dyer gets his head on it, but Kojakaru comes out and calmly gathers it in his chest, and he plays a short ball to Tosca. And that is the end of that. So we've got a highlight here, and it is Edwards on the ball. Plays it back to Victor Lindelof, but he's being pressured here by one of our attackers. But they've got the ball back, and it's Dyer. Out wide to Bruno Cesar. They're really working the space well here is Tottenham. But Alkowski with a good tackle there. And we've now got a chance to launch a counter-attack. And it's our top goal scorer, Christian Lakucha, who plays it into the Champions League danger man Keane, who plays it into Kristi Novacek, who opens the scoring for Steaua Bucharest. 36th minute of the game. His 7th goal of the season. A really well-worked Will Keane. I mean, a lot of strikers would have shot there, but he played it out wide to our wing-back, who was in a lot of space, and he makes no mistake from what is a pretty decent position for him with that left foot. Past the flailing arms of Hugo Lloris, and we're coming into half-time here, and we've got a 1-0 lead over Spurs, and I'm really, really happy with that. I'm going to tell them we're happy with the performance so far, and we want them to keep it up, and we're just going to follow that up with a bit of very happy with, and there's a lot of delighted faces in there, as we would hope. And we're going to go straight back into the second half. We might look at tightening things up depending on how they come at us. And it's Edwards now back to Lindelof with the crossing towards Bernard. But Kojakaru is that schoolboy stuff for Kojakaru. It's easy, light work for him. And he throws a long throw out to Tosca. He's got Novacek just in front of him in space, but he opts to go back to Jack Stevens, who has been an absolute rock for us at the back again today. Keane, though, gives it away, and it's Kane who gets a head on it to Bernard. Bernard looks around and finds William, but the ball is now on the counter-attack thanks to Alkowski, and Gribbin finds Keane. Keane's in space. Christian Lakucha with the shot, and Christian Lakucha puts the ball in the back of the net here for Steaua Bucharest, and that is 2-0, boys and girls. What a finish from Lakucha, our top goal scorer. It's 25th goal of the season. Christian Kucha with that left foot gets a bit of a lucky deflection there, I sense, off the Spurs defender, but it crept under the arms of Lloris. And we've got another highlight, 45 minutes, and is it going to be 3? And it's Keane who releases Gribbin in space. He gets behind the last defender, but Gribbin cannot put it in the back of the net. Good little ricochet from the keeper. The ball goes out for a corner, which Gribbin will take. He's going to float one in towards Omaruo, but the ball comes clear. Keane gets a layoff from Alkowski, but can't put the ball in the back of the net. We've got another highlight, and it's another Gribbin corner, out wide to Lakucha, to Keane on the edge of the area, and Keane adds a third. This is great football here from Steaua Bucuresti. We're 3-0 up here at the National Arena. Now, after that Real Madrid result, I kind of hoped that we'd do well against Spurs, but I mean, this pretty much takes the biscuit. What a performance. What a goal from Will Keane. Our Champions League main man. He comes alive on these big occasions. He's not too good, generally speaking, in the... Well, I say not too good. He scores plenty of goals, but you know what I mean. He really comes alive. He lives for these big events. Olkowski now with a lovely lofted passing towards Keane, but Dyer cleans up the mess and he plays it to Bruno Cesar, who tries to thread a ball through for Kane, but Novacek picks it up. Kojikaru with the clearance, but it's picked up by Dele Alli. Out wide to Marcus Edwards, who cuts inside, finds Bernard, to Harry Kane, who takes a shot. Kojikaru with the save, and William puts it wide of goal. So we've now switched to a contain mentality. And we're going to go to retain possession with a shorter passing and normal. Gribbin to Archim, to Keane, to Lakucha. Lakucha loses it though, but Tosca picks it up. Tosca's got time. They're not really closing us down like I thought they would here, Spurs. Billia to Gribbin. Gribbin plays the ball through to Lakucha, who gets behind the line and plays it in towards Keane, but Archim with an absolute boomer. Vlad Archim with arguably the goal of the season. What a fantastic finish from Vlad Archim. Lakucha, the architect again, with a lovely back pass. Gets a bit of a lucky deflection. The ball was on its way to Keane, but Archim with a thunderbolt right into the roof of the net. The keeper isn't. You don't stop those. You will not be stopping those. And what a fantastic finish from Vlad Archim, who's really come alive in the second half of the season. Now Lakucha has Novacek in space. Novacek plays the ball, but Hugo Marlowe gets the ball off him. Dele Alli up towards Harry Kane, who's had a quiet game for Spurs this time round. Archim again with a great tackle in that ball-winning midfield role. Billia now up towards Keane. Olkowski to Lakucha in space. Lakucha, oh, hits the inside of the post. And the ball comes back to Lloris. I thought that was going to be 5 then. And we're just going to now take a moment to make a change. We're going to give Cyprian Maxim a bit of Champions League experience. Give Paweł Olkowski a bit of a rest. He's picked up that yellow card. And we're also going to bring Gribbin off. Gribbin's been really good in this game. But we're going to give Ainita a bit of a Champions League outing. There's no pressure on either of these boys tonight, actually, because we are already 4-0 to the good here in this Champions League tie now. Suarez. And we're coming up to the 80th minute now, and it's just bliss, lads. I can just sit back in my chair and just relax and just enjoy the last few minutes of this game now. We're 4-0 up, and I think we can start thinking about that semi-final. Harry Kane has picked up an injury. Coming up towards the end now, surely this is going to be it. The referee's about to blow his whistle. The crowd are absolutely singing, and that is it, boys and girls. Steaua Bucuresti have just beaten Tottenham Hotspurs 4-0 at the National Arena in Romania. The fortress that is the National Arena. Real Madrid come to conquer. They got beat. Tottenham have come onto Romanian soil. They've been beaten. Steaua Bucuresti are a serious threat out there. Will Keane getting into that top goals for the competition. He's 3 behind Aubameyang though at this present stage, but Keane has done wonders. And we're just going to go now. And I wouldn't really say it was an unexpected win. We were favourites with the bookies, albeit marginally. And the press did fancy us as well, so I'm not too sure where they're going with that. We've just told Will Keane he was brilliant in his last match, and he was very happy with that. So then, that completes today's episode for this Sunday kind of morning, afternoon session. I hope you've enjoyed it today. Leave a like on the video down below. Don't forget, if you did enjoy this, we're going to be back tomorrow with the second leg of this Champions League quarter final. We will also bring you the result of the Vital Constanta game, which we're going to be playing off camera, and fingers crossed that can be another 3 points. I mean, basically, let's be honest, the league is pretty much already sewn up, really. We've played 5 games. We've got 47 points. We're 13 points clear. We've got 5 games to go. And I think if we win our next game and Bucharest get beat, we've won the division, which is kind of to be expected, really. It'd be nice to add 3 straight wins in the Liga 1 to our belts, to the resume. It'll be the first time we've done it since 2014-15. So I'm quite looking forward to that. We're in the semi-final leg 1 and leg 2 of the Cup of Romane. We've got the Romanian League Cup final coming up again against CFR Cluj, who we played and beat last year, so that's going to be good. So join me again tomorrow at 4 PM, and we're going to be playing the second leg of this Spurs game, which, to be honest, I mean, we're already 4-0 up, so it should be quite easy, really. We're away from home. We're going to sit and let park the bus Mourinho style. So until now, catch you tomorrow, boys.